Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Fitness Goal Friday. I'm super stoked that you guys are here listening today because if you're here listening, you need to give yourself a pat on the back first off because you are somebody who is willing to take their fitness goal seriously because there are so many people who talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They say they have an important fitness goal, but then when it comes down to it, they won't execute at a high enough level. But if you're listening here today, you're somebody who is willing to take themselves seriously and willing to take their goal seriously. So pat yourself on the back. Step number one for being here today. But today I want to talk about how your willingness to sacrifice is very much going to lead you into how much you're willing to actually accomplish. But before I do that, I want to update you guys real quick on my 1 mile run goal because at the time that I'm recording this, it's week number 1 on my 1 mile run goal. Some of you guys maybe have listened in the past and know that I'm attacking a 1 mile run goal, and I did my trial time in the middle of last week. And I did it probably a little bit faster than I expected at 5 minutes and 4 seconds, 0.81. And my original goal was going to be running a sub 5 minute mile. But now that I'm pretty close to it, I set the new goal of running a 4:45 mile. And I had a long conversation with my running coach, and he kind of talked about how maybe 4:50 is a good time. But I was just like, but you know what? 4:45 just sounds a whole lot better. So we set 4:45, and this week is week 1 of my training. I'm running 22 miles this week and doing a track workout and then another kind of hill run workout, if you will. And so it's been going really well, and I'm making sure that I do a warm-up and a mobility session before and after my workouts to make sure that I don't get injured, because last time I attacked this goal last year, I did get injured, and so that's going to be a big part of my strategy and my goal process throughout the next 10 weeks is to make sure that I don't get injured. But one of the biggest things that I've really been reminded of during week 1 here of this program for myself, and I started doing a little bit more running leading up to the program as well, and so I've been reminded of it the last couple weeks. But it's this idea that in order to execute on something, it's not a matter of having the time, it's a matter of making it a priority. Because if I would have thought that I was going to have the time to get all these runs in, I would have been like, there's no way I'm going to have the time to do this. There's no way I'm going to have the time to commit to running this much, to running 22 miles a week, because that's going to take a lot of time, right? And I'm like, I would have thought there's no way that I have the time to actually do this. But then now that I've taken some deliberate time out of my schedule to plan out my runs and to figure out when I can fit things in, I've had that reminder that it's not a matter of having the time, it's a matter of making it a priority and creating the time. Because you're not going to find the time if you don't make the time to make it happen yourself. So that's one of the biggest things that I've been reminded of. And then one of the things that I'm almost mad at myself for not stressing more in working and coaching with some of my clients is this idea of how much are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve your goal? Because it's something that really needs to be talked about and thought about on the front end of achieving your goal. And I'll talk about it in regard to my 1 mile run goal. I sat down at the beginning of my program and I looked at my calendar for the next 10 weeks throughout the program. And I saw that my birthday falls within the 10 weeks. A bachelor party that I'm going on falls within the 10 weeks. Cinco de Mayo falls within the 10 weeks. And I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, oh, crap. Like, that kind of sucks. Like, I'm not going to be able to blow it out on my birthday, blow it out on the bachelor party, blow it out on Cinco de Mayo. But I was like, but I'm willing to sacrifice those things. I'm willing to not blow it out so that I can achieve an even higher goal, because it's an honest conversation that you have to have with yourself. I had the honest conversation. What are you willing to sacrifice, Nick? Are you willing to sacrifice these things and not going all out for them? And I think I am. I am willing to sacrifice not doing it. And so that goal of 4:45, which is a super high goal, a super lofty goal for me, I think is still possible. But let's say I had the honest conversation with myself and I was like, you know what? No, like I want to have an awesome birthday weekend, or I want to blow it out on the bachelor party weekend, and I'm not going to get my runs in when I'm out of town from Thursday to Sunday. If I had that honest conversation with myself, then it would be like, okay, well, maybe my goal then is going to be 4:50, or maybe it's 4:55, or maybe it's just a sub 5 minute mile, right? And so I'm not saying that everybody has to be willing to sacrifice a ton. It's just the importance of having the honest conversation with yourself about recognizing the areas in which you have the ability to make a sacrifice in order to level up on your goal And if you are willing to make the sacrifice, then you can level up that end goal. You might be able to lose more weight. You might be able to run a faster mile. You might be able to lift a little bit heavier. If you're not willing to make the sacrifice, then maybe the goal's not as lofty. Maybe it's a little bit more scaled down than what it could be if you were willing to sacrifice. So again, I'm not saying everybody needs to be willing to sacrifice something a ton, but you just need to have the honest conversation with yourself. So like, for example, if somebody has a weight loss goal of losing 15 pounds in, let's say, 10 weeks, and they look at their calendar and they realize they have a friend's birthday, or they have their own birthday, or they have a vacation in week number 5, and they realize that I'm going to have a bad week. Like I'm going to drink a lot. I'm going to eat a lot. I'm not going to exercise, that sort of thing. Let's think about it. So in 10 weeks, if you want to lose 15 pounds, you have to lose 1.5 pounds a week, which is definitely doable, but you have to be pretty darn good to average that over that long period of time. And so maybe this person who has that goal loses 1.5 pounds for 4 weeks, and then it gets to week 5 and they have a vacation. What if they do blow it out? What if they're not willing to sacrifice? Maybe they stay the same weight, or maybe they even gain some weight that week. Again, which is fine, but maybe the goal isn't losing 15 pounds then, right? Maybe the goal is losing 10 pounds. You see, it's really important to have the honest conversation with yourself on the front end, so that you can set the bar at the right height when it comes to setting and achieving your goal. So to kind of round things out, how much you're able to accomplish will largely be based upon how much you're willing to sacrifice. So if you're chasing down a goal right now, or you're thinking about starting a goal, make sure you have that honest conversation with yourself, because it's not a matter of time, it's a matter of priority, and it's a matter of how much you're willing to sacrifice. I hope you guys took something out of this message today, and I hope you can apply it to your fitness goals. If you're struggling with motivation and structure and consistency and accountability, make sure that you go to nickcarrier.com/10-week programs to learn more about the Best You 10-week fitness goal setting program. Again, nickcarrier.com/10-week programs. But outside of that, I hope you can take something that you heard today and allow it to help you get closer and closer to your best you.